All right, trucks at Kansas. This is one of those full throttle type laps. So we're just going to take it a little bit easy. We can't get fully up to speed by the first lap, so we're just going to take it easy until like halfway through the first lap and then try to get up to speed for the second lap. One of those things, you know the drill, right? Long run here is going to be a little bit more interesting. There's going to be some lifting. Don't think there's going to be any break in this race. Just the trucks at Kansas is pretty wide. Maybe if you run the bottom the entire race, you might have to trail brake a little bit. But how the long run usually works is you start on the bottom, everyone's all drafty and pretty much super speedway racing. And then after like 20-ish laps, if you somehow get there, then it starts stringing out a little bit and the top becomes really good, but the people who saved on the bottom become better at that line. So I wouldn't say save your tires because track position is so important, but at the same time, you really want to make sure that you have something in case it gets to the end. All right. So coming up to our lap here. Basically just make a little bit of an arc and then just keep it stuck to the white line. Don't over rotate your steering wheel, let the car come up. And then same thing here, you can enter a little bit shallow in turn 3. Kind of get that car stuck to the white line. It's going to want to slide up, don't oversteer the car, let the car come up on its own. And then back to the bottom. I mean, it really isn't much more than that. Like if we do another lap here, we really can just keep oh, I hit the apron. Don't hit the apron. That's the hardest part, right? But you can go full throttle on this track for quite a long time. Sometimes if your rear tire starts sliding, it's not worth it to go full throttle. So like right here, I might have to use a little bit more tire because I entered shallow. In that case, you want to do a little breather of the throttle right before the corner entry. So like a little bit there, and then you get down here, you just wrap the bottom like this. And you want to try to keep it down as long as possible without just over rotating the steering wheel. But this is going to feel different in an actual race because you're going to be in a big pack, right? So how the runs work here, you notice that I can stay like towards the bottom here, so it doesn't really matter if you're on top or bottom. The top doesn't really choke out the bottom. So you can pick whatever line you want. I think in terms of pure tire, I'd like to be on the bottom for that early phase of the race, but the top might get some momentum going, but I'll show you here. The top isn't actually faster than the bottom while we're going full throttle here, so let's say I go like right here. So like if I choose the actual top lane, see how much slower it is. So you're not actually running the top when you're side by side in these races, you're actually just squeezing the bottom guy. Because look, we wouldn't really even get a run. So everyone's gonna be full throttle bottom, but then like the too wide is gonna be from aiming like first seam right here, because this is pretty much the same speed with draft that you get, and kind of causing the choke up just a little bit. So that's why there's gonna be a lot of wrecks, is because you got the inside, which is good, and then you got the outside, which pretty much has to squeeze the inside. Netcode can be netcode, but it is what it is. I really do think that the longer you can stick to the bottom, it's just going to be better, because it's the more natural line of the car. You can see that the lap time just comes more simply. Like the car will slow down a little bit as the tires wear, but it's like full throttle, easy handling, and you're not traveling as much distance in the corner, which is helpful on the tire. And the steering angle, you don't need as much. But like after 10, 15 laps, you might start to push a little bit in the dirty air. And then always make sure that the most effective way to deal with dirty air is to get your nose turned before the banking. So like right there, I kind of pre-turn the car, get it stuck to the white line. And once I'm already on my angle, it doesn't really matter where the dirty air is hitting me. The dirty air only feels bad and tightens up your car if you're trying to turn through it. If you've already got your angle in it, the dirty air doesn't really do much to you, and that's the best way to approach that. But it's going to be a lot of bump drafting, a lot of all that fun stuff that you expect from 1.5 mile ovals in the truck. Tire wear, don't have to worry about too much, to be quite honest with you. You just don't want to be just really oversteering the wheel to keep the car on the bottom. You'd rather breathe the throttle just a little bit because that doesn't even lose time. Because you kind of lose some momentum just trying to make it stick. But you can see that even tire wear, because it's not loose, it's not tight at this point, it's just neutral. So it's pretty much super speedway principles apply to it, but once you get later in the run, you might find that the top is pretty good, or if you can make the bottom stick the whole time, that's what I would recommend. But all right, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.